martial arts of the spirit. And I already said that one of the martial arts is not prayer about supernatural, but a supernatural prayer. And we experienced it when we were praying for Afghanistan, and I got the prompting to go and get the mantle that I bought in Kabul, and I put it on. I received the message from my brother who is there serving in the rehab center. He wrote that his friend had been killed. It was exactly that same day or the day before he buried that man who was shot. That's reality. And we started interceding for Afghanistan, started entering in. And I went on into the prayer of birthing, and the move of the Spirit started being released. And I went on into that deep, and I was surprised myself what things I was praying for. I was praying for the killer to be saved, to turn to the Lord, and that later on I could hear the testimony that he had received Christ. And some people were receiving this drawing of the calling to go to Afghanistan. They came over and shared. You know, the supernatural prayer does things that the prayer for supernatural doesn't do. And David says, I will call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from my enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. Sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried out unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. And there are examples of supernatural prayer when Elisha prophesied about some things, how God's grace will come and work for judgments. Jeremiah prophesied to Zedekiah that he will be rushing from room to room in his house, and then he will learn the way the Spirit of God came forth from Jeremiah. And Paul, apostle, was able to commit people to Satan, so that their spirit would be saved. He was not there physically, but he was able to do it in the spirit and reach out and get those people being 1,000 miles away. And he would do the declaration and say that I committed those people to Satan so that they do not say blasphemy. And these are supernatural prayers. These are not the prayers where we just ask. These are martial arts of the Spirit. This is supernatural, prophetic prayer. When you go in the Spirit and you see the picture before, then you actually go. You enter this prayer spirit, and the Lord reveals to you. It can be a vision, but not necessarily. It's like inside knowledge, and the word of knowledge, and you declare it, and you're carried away. You go into it. You are taken away, and you go beyond yourself, and you start prophesying in this prayer, and things happen, and the work in the Spirit is being done. You were taking the Spirit, and you prophesy, and the Lord took me, and He put me in the middle of this field full of dry bones, and the Lord took the prophet by hair. He took Ezekiel by his hair and put him in the field. He carried him away in the Spirit. He could hear, he could feel, he would smell, but he didn't see his body. And he realized he was in the Spirit. Once I was taking the Spirit, I could see I was in Spirit. I had no body, but I was able to see everything, and I had perfect knowledge. And the Lord was revealing to him what he should prophesy. And Ezekiel prophesied to dry bone, and they started moving. He prophesied to muscles, to joints, and to the Spirit. And the Spirit came, and they rose up a great army. And today we can learn, and I call all of us, encourage all of us to master this skill, this martial art, this supernatural prayer. Not prayer for supernatural, but supernatural prayer. When you do miracles right in the prayer. I remember that conference, with one prophet in South Asia. We were in his gathering, and he said, you come, and we will be breaking breathtaking things. And I thought, what does he mean? And when I came, I was astonished at the blessing. He prophesied for 2-3 hours. He was at the pulpit, and the crowd of people was exploding in spirit and sustaining, holding up his hands, and everybody was praying, and he was prophesying for Indonesia. He was praying. I remember he was praying for South Africa, and he was like shouting that right now supernatural shifts in the nature were to happen, and it was August. And they sent him a message that it was snowing in South Africa when it was not supposed to snow, and he was just releasing the miracles in nature. When he was praying for Indonesia, that some ministers would be caught up in harlots' hands, you know, and he was as if walking step by step, and he saw those pictures and prophesying, and he was praying through many countries of Asia. They were praying through nations, and it was such a powerful impact and blessing for me. And there I realized more, started understanding more about supernatural prayer. Today I want to inspire the church, the whole body of Christ to learn this mystery, what it means to prophesy in the Spirit, not just make up with your mind and then release positive blessings, not just quoting scriptures that come into your mind. No, these are different things. They are deeper and they are more pure. There's specific supernatural prayer when God Himself starts speaking through you. It's not you speaking, but God Himself is speaking in your place, and the things happen the same second, the same instance. This is very powerful, you know. In order to pray this prayer, you've got to reach out deep into the Spirit, and we have got to learn to go deep into the Spirit. My friend Elaine is an apostle from Francophone's church, and I want to bless you with this. And he read our book, which we translated into English, The Martial Arts of the Spirit, and he said, "Brother Roman, I thank you for this book," and he was really fast to eat it up, to read the whole book. So he says, "I've read your book, and I want to say that I've been really blessed because it accelerated me. Things that were weaker in my life, I feel they are stronger right now, and especially I was blessed by such arts as not fire but coals. I was especially blessed to hold the radiance. I was especially blessed by the topic to explode in spirit. I was especially blessed by the art to sing glory in the darkest places. I was especially blessed by the topic to crush my spirit and to hide in reproach and humbleness. I said, wow, you've taken the best, platinum. You really named the best things of all them. And we're translating the second volume of martial arts, and we've got to use them. I forget myself to use them sometimes, but we need to practice and practice more. And this is one of the martial arts. These are not for simple, ordinary Christians. They won't be able to pray this prayer because they are average, they're ordinary. But this is for special troops of God. If you're an extraordinary Christian, you need this martial arts. To just stick your finger and you make it through the body. You make this blow, this hit, eagle's hit, supernatural prayer.